and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, where we are going to be talking about transfers. Well, we're going to be talking about transfer rumours, because we know they tend to spring into life during the international break. That's where we are right now, and that is why today we're going to be talking about what's true and what is not, and about what's likely and what is unlikely ahead of the transfer windows to come. There's plenty of players up for discussion, so come on, and let's do this. Now, today's transfer news roundup is coming to you courtesy of Manscaped, who are continuing to really help support the channel, and that is very much appreciated right now. I don't want to shout out here the Performance Package 4.0, because this right here is the trusty package that gets the job done. And whatever you need, whether it's for you, whether it's a gift, because now we're starting to approach that Christmas period, you want to start planning. That is the key in today's video. Whether it's about transfers, whether it's about presents, you've got to plan early. You've got to get your targets locked down, and that is what I'm here to help you guys to do, because with the Performance Package 4.0, you've got the lawnmower, you've got the weed whacker, you've got some crop preserver and crop reviver, and there is free gifts to go along with that. The Shed and Manscaped's anti-chafing boxes, and like I say, this is the trusty package there for whatever you need it to be. I am absolutely sure that you will not be disappointed, and of course you can go ahead right now to Manscaped's website and get 20% off your order, and all you have to do for that is use the code TalkFCB at checkout. That is a big help there to me, guys, and you will get some quality Manscaped products right to your doorstep. Thank you indeed for all of your support, and a big thank you again to Manscaped. Because if we do first of all begin with a player that is actually already ours in Vitor Roque, because we know he has been out injured for nearly 1 month now, and this morning Vitor Roque's agent provided an important update on his current situation, because he reaffirmed today that Barça and the player's plan remains clear. He will join the club in January. Everything there has been already agreed between Barça and Atletico Paranaense, and Roque's agent says that he's now recovering from his injury, and we feel he could be ready in 4 weeks' time. And that already there is a little bit longer than we expected on Vitor Roque's current problem, although there were plenty of conflicting reports on that injury. But I think right now it's much better to be safe on Roque, because there's really no rush with this injury recovery. All we want is for him to be fit, to be ready, to be available come January to hit the ground running, and of course he's got plenty of time for that. So on his current injury there, no need to take any risks, to cut any corners, and I think with Roque, we just can't forget about him. I think at times, during the season so far, he was the big signing from the summer, but of course we haven't seen him yet. We haven't been able to see him yet in a Barca shirt, and for that reason, I think he is forgotten about sometimes. He is going to be a big player to come in, a real impact on this team, I feel, and certainly he's going to add a lot to our attacking options. Speaking though about our attacking options, there was another update this morning too on Joao Felix from Barca's economic vice president Eduard Romeo, talking there about the long-term plan with Felix, and also the commitment that he made to join the club, as has been reported, because he said there it is true that Joao Felix has reduced his salary in order to join Barca this season. His salary for the campaign is 400,000. So all of those reports there, they were true. Incredible from Felix, and he said it's a really strong message from him. But when talking about what may happen in June, he said we hope to have the problem of considering him staying beyond the end of the season. So the club right now is sort of saying we hope we have that problem. We hope that he's good enough and that he's shown such a high level that we really want to keep him, and then we can start thinking about how we're going to do that. We hope to have that problem, but I think right now the club are not really making any concrete decision this early on. I think until next year nothing is going to be guaranteed. We're very happy, of course, with the start that Joao Felix has made. We love the commitment that he showed there to join the club, but I think it's going to depend now on a lot of different factors. And of course, when the time comes, if we were indeed going to try and get him on a permanent deal, not least, it would be about negotiating with Atletico Madrid, which, as we know from many years of late, that is never an easy job for Barca. And I also do want to give you here an update on Lionel Messi looking ahead to the January window, because now it's been confirmed that Inter Miami will not make the playoffs in MLS this season, so Messi's regular season is coming to an end very soon. And of course that loan deal in January, it has been heavily rumoured there. Could he move to Barca on a short-term loan? Could we sort something out with Inter Miami? But according to Fabrizio Romano, it's kind of as we expected. Messi right now is only focused on Inter Inter Miami and Argentina. He's got several World Cup qualifying matches there coming up before the end of the year for Argentina. You know, he loves playing, of course, for his country. And apparently come January, when that loan deal may have happened, Messi is not thinking about leaving on loan. All he wants to do there is make sure that he's ready, and he's starting pre-season training with Inter Miami. It's going to be his first full season, of course, in MLS. And I think with Messi, you know, in Inter Miami's team, they're going to have a much better chance of reaching the playoff this time around. If he would have been there for the full season, I'm sure it would have happened. And that is the only idea right now in Messi's mind. I don't think that Barca offer was ever really on the table. I don't think it's something that we looked or expected too far into. And I also think Messi has only ever been focused on this new chapter for him, this new path in his career in America. He's enjoying it. And of course, who can deny him and his family that? But if we do, though, start to look a little bit further ahead now to the summer transfer window in 2024. Of course, it's several months away, but with Barca, you've always got to be planning. You've always got to be looking ahead and looking at the options that you may have. And one that does continue to be linked to us is Thiago Alcantara. We've heard this rumour before, even back in the summer there, given that his contract will expire this coming summer. Are Barca monitoring his situation? Could we consider making a move for him on a free transfer? And of course, Thiago, we all know him very, very well, an established name in the footballing world. He's still only 32 years old. He will be 33 by next summer. I think he's certainly got time left in his career. He's got plenty of quality still. There's no doubting that. The biggest problem, though, with Thiago, of course, is getting to see that quality on a regular basis. And the very fact is with Thiago, over the course of his career, you don't get to see it anywhere near as often as you would like to do. And you can see it right now. He has actually been out injured there since April. He has not played since then, many months on the sidelines, and this is something that has followed him, like I say, right the way through his career. He's been plagued with injuries constantly. It's been a problem for him, and I just think when you think about Barca right now, guys, the kind of injuries that we're already suffering, we're already having an injury crisis, and I just think right now, do we really want to add somebody else in there who's already injury prone, who already has injury problems? I think even on a free transfer, you've still got to pay the wages, you've still got to outlay some money there to get Thiago here week in, week out, and I just don't think it's a deal right now that works for us, that would be a sensible one, if you like, to make. Despite his quality, it's just too much of a risk. There has also been, though, plenty of rumours, of course. The big one in the media right now is all surrounding Dani Olmo of RB Leipzig and Spain, and there was a big report that came out very recently there from Bild in Germany that said Dani Olmo has decided to leave Leipzig at the end of the season, and he's very clear that he wants to join Barca, and they say that he has a €60 million clause in his current contract, and that Barca could pay that to make the deal happen. And I've got to say, guys, for me, this is strange timing when you're talking here about Olmo wanting to leave now RB Leipzig, because like I say, he's only just renewed. Back in the summer there, he renewed his deal when that new clause, yes, was inserted, but I think this was a deal that I was looking at from a Barca point of view of, could we sign him on a free? I felt like Barca in many ways were waiting for that contract to tick down, and he would have been a great player, of course, to snap up on that free, but I just think right now, €60 million, that is huge money that you're talking about there. When you're thinking about the targets that we will have come next summer, the areas that we want to strengthen, and of course at Barca, you can't just go splashing the cash in several different areas all at once. We don't have that luxury anymore, and Dani Olmo, 25 years old now, nearly 10 years ago, of course, that it was that he left the Barca youth setup to join Dinamo Zagreb, and don't get me wrong, guys, he is a very good player. I think sometimes with Olmo, it's difficult to judge and difficult to gauge how good he actually is, because at times he looks like a world beater, at times he looks world class there. The hat-trick that he scored at the start of the season against Bayern Munich there, he started the season really well, but there is inconsistency there, and he also currently is, incidentally, out with an injury problem and has been for several weeks now, so let's wait and see when he returns, how he continues the season, and let me know down below, would you like to see Dani Olmo at Barca? Do you think that he would fit our current system? Do you think Xavi would find a good place for him? And how much would you be willing to spend? You know, €60 million, is that the kind of fee you'd be talking about when it comes to Olmo? There is, though, another Bundesliga name that we have to discuss, and it's another rumour here that just doesn't seem to go away. We have been hearing for a long time that Barca have been eagerly tracking the progress of Florian Wirtz, and we have been planning to incorporate him at some some stage, and there have been times where 2024 has been mentioned. Now, Wirtz right now, he is still only 20 years old. He is an exceptional young talent, and he's a huge part right now of a really exciting Bayer Leverkusen team under Xabi Alonso. They're currently top of the Bundesliga. They're in incredible form, playing some really exciting football, and we all know that Wirtz is a big fan of Barça. He has made no secret of that over the years, but of course, we'd need a lot more than that. We would need much more than that to get a deal like this done, because when you're looking at Wirtz's situation, his contract expires in 2027, and a player like this will simply not come cheap. He would be more expensive, certainly, than Dani Olmo, make no mistake about that. And again, it's a case of here, where will we spend our money? Where do we want to allocate big funds when you're looking ahead to the next summer transfer window? Because we have to be selective. We have to be very strategic in our signings. And I think Wirtz here, this is a rumour that you should keep in mind. I think we are tracking him. I think we do like him, those inside the club. Xavi does as well. And in an ideal world, we'd like to find a way to bring him in. Now, will that be now? We have to wait and see. I think in 2024, maybe not. But maybe if he stays at Leverkusen year upon year, you'd hope that our situation would improve. You'd hope these restrictions get more and more easy for us. And I think it's a rumour to bear in mind. I don't think that we should just cast this away and think, oh, there's no chance, we're never getting him, it's not going to happen. He's somebody I would look at when he's on, have a look at the way that he's playing. He's a very talented player, and I wouldn't rule something out in the future, but next summer, I still think it looks like a big ask. But I am, guys, interested to know today, looking at the options, the targets that we've been discussing in today's video, does anybody jump out at you? Is there anybody there that you think, okay, I'd love to see them in a Barca shirt? For instance, there, if you had to choose between signing Dani Olmo or Florian Wirtz, which one would you go for? How much would you pay to get the signatures of these players? Do let me know in the comments down below. Interested to see what your feeling is. And I will see you soon, of course, with lots more to come over the international break. We're having a little bit of a rest from Barca, but they'll be back before we know it. I will catch you soon, guys. Thank you indeed for tuning in today and for all of your support. But until next time, as always, Visca, El Barça.